Good morning, class. How are you today? Good. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm hearing. So you ready to work? Awesome. So before we get into today's lesson, I would like to know more about you. And one of the things that I want to know is what are your favorite hobbies? Look at the hands shooting up. All right, let's hear. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, Travis. Yes, Paul. Good. So Stacy said that her favorite hobby is fishing. Now, Stacy, stand and tell the class and tell me as well. I'd like to be informed today. How do you fish? Let's start at the beginning. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that's okay. Afterwards. And then, and lastly, great. Thank you so much for telling me, Stacy. Now I'm eager to go fishing because I now know how to. So class, tell me, what is the type of writing called when somebody explains a process to you? No, not descriptive, but thank you for trying. This type of writing exposes you to new knowledge. That is correct, Paul. It is expository writing. All right, class? Now let's talk about what expository writing entails. Yes, Travis, you'd like to say something? Yes, it does expose you to new information, as I said. But what else does it do? Yes, it gives a process. Good job, Charles. It tells you about a process. Yeah. Where are some places you would find expository writing? Who can tell me? David? Yes, you can find it in cookbooks. What else? Stacy, when you were setting up your fishing rod, how did you know how to set it up? That's correct, you found it in a manual. So you'd find expository writing in those places. Now, I would like you to get into pairs. Get into pairs. And here we have an expository writing map, right? Let's go through the map first, and I will distribute the worksheet, the map for you and your partner. But let's go through it first. What's the first thing we have? The introduction. And what's usually in an introduction? Yes, a hook. Very good, David. A hook, an attention grabber. What else would you find in an introduction? Troy? Yes, you would find some information, background information on the particular thing you're talking about. Good. Then after we finish with our introduction, what do we have to do next? Yes, we start writing our supporting details. Very good, Rachel. We start writing our supporting details. And then how many supporting details can we write? We went through this before with essay writing. Yes, Stacy, we can write at least 3 supporting details. And then after we finish with our supporting details, what is left? Yes, Charles? Yes, the conclusion. And what sort of information would you find in the conclusion? David? Yes, you restate your points. What else do you do? Troy? You summarize everything, yes? What else can you do finally? Yes, Stacy, you can give a personal comment on the subject. Good. So I'm going to distribute the map for you and your partner so that when we do this next activity, you can be able to follow the map. Now, while I'm distributing, take one and pass it down. While I'm distributing, what are the words in which we connect all of these paragraphs together called? We were just using it with Stacy's explanation on how how she and her family would fish. Yeah, transitional words, and give me an example of some of those. Firstly, lastly, yes, good job. After which, good. So you know some transition words. I would like to see them in your expository writing. So here are the worksheets. And now for this activity, remember last class I asked you to bring some materials? Yes, the pointer, paper, and pieces of cloth. Now you were probably wondering, why did Miss ask me to bring these things? Well, because I know that you just celebrated Easter and many of you flew your kites, isn't that so? David? Yes. So I would like you to make kites. Yes, I would like you to make kites. And while you're making it, you need to document every bit of the process on making your kite. All right? Good. So let's start making our kites. You and your partner. All right. I'm seeing some good kites being made. All right. Good. So you should be finished with these kites now, and I hope that you jotted down your points on making them. So I would like you to now write for me an expository composition on how you made those kites. Remember what goes into the introductory paragraph? You have your hook, right? Maybe you can say, what are some things you can say in the hook? Right? It's a tedious process. What else you can say in the introduction? You can talk about why you make the kite, the holiday. Very good, Charles. The holiday that you celebrate when you make the kites. All right, good. And whatever supporting details you would have jotted down while making the process, you add them and then you conclude. So go ahead and write your expository compositions. All right, good. You should be finished with your expository compositions. I would like 2 pairs to share their compositions with me. All right, this pair over here can go. Share it with the class. Speak up so the class can hear. Good, good, good work. This pair over here. Well, I would like you to revisit that composition and add some transitional words. Your paragraphs are rolling all over the place because you have no transitional words. In order to bind these details together, they must transition from one into the other, into the other. These points don't stand alone, they flow. Is that understood? Look at the expository composition map, and you can see that those points there flow into each other, don't they? Good. So now that we've concluded today's activities, sit back. Now I want to ask you another question. What is your favorite food that you like to cook? David said chow mein. Yes, Charles, macaroni and cheese. Yes, Stacy, hot dogs. Good. So, Stacy, once again, you began the lesson and close it with us. Tell us the process of making a hot dog, and I want you to do it as though you're writing an expository piece. and these are the details for it. So I want to hear your transitional words and so on. Let's go. Okay. So it's a delicacy. I like that hook. Mm-hmm. Good. Good introduction. Next is for supporting detail. Good job. All right. All right. And now you conclude. Great. So that ends your lesson today for expository writing. And what have we done in regards to explaining? What have we done? Yes, Charles? We explain the process of doing something. Now, when we come next class, we'll have another type of expository writing, which has to do with a problem and a solution. So I would like you to look around your community for me and identify some issues there. Bring those issues with you next class, and we'll talk about how to write problem and solution when it comes to expository writing. You are dismissed.